We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Julie on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two mics and a mind. 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 What's going on? What up? What up?
Yeah,
what up?
Yeah.
We back. One more week.
That's it. Black by popular demand. So what's happening?
What's happening is that everybody got the email except Tuli. Tuli, we are all wearing glasses. You get the email you're supposed to wear your glasses today, Tuli?
That's tight. I didn't know either. She blind. She in school. That's young.
Okay. There you go.
Right.
That's right. This is special glasses episode.
That's all right. That's right.
Episode. Two mics.
If you don't wear glasses,
if
you don't wear glasses, go put some pep in your eyes and go to the ophthalmologist, get a prescription, come back and join in.
That's right. If you can't see, get your glasses on. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Listen, I paid all that money for transitions and what else you got? Translution. What they call that stuff supposed to get dark when you're out in the sun?
Yeah, the transitional lenses.
Apparently, mine's on a delay. I was somewhere walking in the sun, and I walked in the building, and the done things went dark on me. I said, "What in the world going on? They're supposed to go dark in the sun."
Yeah, that's why I don't get them because they just randomly go dark. So
I was walking a bit, looking around. I said, "The lights on here." I took the glass out of there, was smoked out. I said, "Oh,
wow,
that's it."
Wow, that's
I keep my prescription, my hemp. I'm a hempologist.
I heard it's good for eyesight.
Listen, good for eyesight and good for helping me to relax. Hemp let me get back, sit back and relax. Take my time. You know what I'm saying? Take the brakes off, sit back, and just relax. How's everybody's day going so far? How your week going? We almost to the end, everybody.
Almost Friday, but hectic but good. I can't.
Man, things ain't been going so good for me, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Things are not going from. Listen, man. Matter of fact, I need some of our callers to call in or put in the chat. Let me know some advice on how to get rid of a neighbor's dog. When I tell you this neighbor dog makes so much noise, let me tell you the kind of noise that the dog makes.
Roo.
No, it don't make that noise. See, the kind of noise that this dog make is like, think about it. When you have a dog and you let the dog stay in your house all the time, and then you put the dog out, and the dog is crying, trying to get back in.
He's crying.
All night long. Listen, I need y'all in the chat room. I need people to call in and tell me, how can I get rid of this neighbor's dog? This is ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I've killed that dog so many times in my sleep.
What kind of dog is it? Is it a big dog?
A dead dog. It looks like a German Shepherd.
Oh, that's a mug.
You know what? As a matter of fact, if you had a setter dog in Germany, would that make you a German Shepherd?
Are you serious?
I can't.
Are you serious? This man, you sick, man.
Bad.
Oh yeah.
That is sad.
This is some good material. But no, y'all got any advice on what I can do about this dog?
Yeah,
Did you have a conversation with the owner?
No, I called the animal control people.
You got
sometimes we don't think about that. Hey, do you know your neighbor?
Nope, and I try to keep it that way.
Well, I know that we try to do that too. But you know what? Sometimes you have to take. What color are they? Caucasian?
It smell like watermelon and cocoa butter over there, so I'm assuming that they colored.
Wow, that's a really good analogy of telling their people color. But you know what? Right. First, probably go and talk to them and let them know. So listen, I'm coming to you as a neighbor first. Actually, can you do something with your dog? That's all you had to do. So you let them know first, then you can't get nothing done, then you let them know. Because sometimes, you'd be surprised if you don't talk to people. A lot of times we'll naturally just assume people are unapproachable. Sometimes people don't understand it. Because you know what? When they're there, they're not considering probably that their noise is really filtering over to your ear. They're just thinking probably, the dog just at the door doing, nobody hears it, probably ain't a problem. After that point, if you address them, if you feel like they're a problem people, do y'all even speak? Have you ever spoke to them?
No, I never really see them.
Goodness.
They're like in the back. They're like in the back.
The people behind you on the back of you.
Yeah.
Drive on their street, they wouldn't know you anyway. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, call the police, man. Just call the police. Unfortunately, in this day and time, you do better sometimes. This thing, you want to try to work with people without having to always go to the extreme of jumping and just calling or doing. In this day and time, honestly, you go to somebody's house, you subject to get killed. You subject to be the villain and not the person to come to say, I'm trying to come and make peace.
Yep.
I started now lately looking at things differently from a perspective of give a person the benefit of the doubt till you do something different. Today in our culture, just the hate rage we got each other and how we all jumped from 0 to 1,000. I'm guilty. I'll be honest. I've been guilty. I meet aggression with every aggression you bring. I'll triple it for you. And then, you start realizing sometimes take the other role and say, let's see how we can do something different. I had a guy the other day, and he was explaining something, a vehicle he delivered to one of my businesses. And he actually drugged, it was a Mercedes, never had the key. He just drugged the car. This guy dropped it off. They were just shaking the car back and forth, trying to shake it off the truck. And he was, just back and forth. So I told the guy, I said, listen, that's really not a smart idea what you're doing. I said, that's a Mercedes. You think it's an all-wheel drive. You think that's smart? He drug it on the car, took it, and just kept ramming it back and forth, trying to get the slide off. So I was done with it. So the customer talked to me with the tow truck owner. He was explaining to me, oh, this is how you do it. I said, well, I got a tow truck. I just sold my tow truck. I know that's not what you do. It's an all-wheel drive Mercedes. I've never done it. So he just kept talking. You don't know what the F you talking about. I said, you'll come and you'll tell me that? He said, I'll come to your face right now and tell you. I said, well, you know what? I'm not there right now. I said, but I'll be there tomorrow if you want to come and see me and tell me, because I just don't believe certain things a man just shouldn't tell another man, But he called back later and told the customer, he said, listen, I want to apologize. And he took the smart approach. Right. He took a very good, smart approach and it's saving his life. Because that's crazy. Why would you have that conversation? If I never talked to you like that, that should have never came from your mouth, But we deal with so much high aggression sometimes and don't know how to deal with something. Because I'm the person who can help him in saving money and time. I'm like, the rate you're taking, it's only going to cost you more money. Then you're risking your life. Because I'm armed at every time. When I put my drawers on, I put my gun on. Then I put my pants on. If I have to, I pin it to my chest. If I don't wear no drawers, I'm going to pin it on my chest. And my end ain't to kill nobody, but my end is to make sure I don't get killed. You always want to put your matter with, let's look at how we can deal with this in a way to where both of us can walk away from this and we be better at the same time. So not just say, let it go, but how we walk away and we better and we consider how we deal with each other. I just look at, where the world going today. If one of us take the approach of let's do with each other differently versus the attack of let's go straight to kill, we both say lies and say somebody out of jail, or both of us kill each other. And any way, everybody lose. So where we at now is you have to really consider when you approach a matter and deal with a matter, weigh the whole matter. And just like going over there it's some people sensitive about their dog. Hey, don't come to my effing door. You ain't got no been my effing door in the first place. Blank you. Now, this puts you in I tried to come to you to help. Yep. Sometimes it's better to say, let's get the middleman. Let them go and address you and just tell you what the laws are. I would rather remain anonymous, not for the fact I'm afraid. I don't want this to go anywhere other than let's fix the dog problem versus where the guy behind you call and now you take it upon yourself to drive to my house, bam on my door, or kick it and start going out. And I'm at that time, you caught me at a bad time. And now we've gone to now it's gunplay. Yep. What we had to do was sit down, let's resolve the matter. Is it fair that I should be impeded by your dog from my safety, my chance to come. When people come home, first thing you do, whatever I'm gonna take off when I got my coat. I'm gonna kick off my shoes. I want to relax. I don't want to hear your dog. I don't want to hear your music. I don't want to hear nothing you got in your life, and you ain't gonna hear nothing I got in my life. Everything I'm doing is going to be inside my home. I rarely come outside unless I'm gonna go run the neighborhood, maybe. But because I just, let's just keep it that way. I'm the neighbor. If you need something, I'll help you. I'm not the neighbor gonna borrow nothing from you. I'm not the neighbor gonna take nothing from you, because I like to just keep everything to where we're always good. I met one of my neighbors at a homeowner association. I told her, she said, yeah, my wife said, you stay set. I said, y'all the party house. She said, what? I said, the party house. We had 2 parties in. I said, well, whatever. When cars parked up in front of my house and you about 4 houses from me, I don't like it. Whatever you're doing, because our neighborhood, like, we're more quieter people, more settled. Everybody here pretty much settled. It's not a lot of kids, because people pretty much raise kids on grandkids. I don't want your 4-house traffic all the way to my house, and because you're gonna block my driveway. I don't want to try to maneuver to get in my yard because you're having a party. It's just certain people. Use common sense. Use up all your driveway. Ask for this ride together and tell them, respect my neighbors. Right. Please respect my neighbor's home and my neighbor's driveways. But unfortunately, we live in a world that ain't what people mind at. No, they ain't what they're trying to do. All the animal control. If animal control, you need to make sure you're doing a copy of every time you call them. Get a name. That make people get a name of the person who you talk with. People get afraid when you ask for the name because they know you're doing a record. Yeah. Then I need a supervisor. From here, we'll move the chain up to let them deal with it. You don't want to live in a place and you and a person, y'all warring with each other, and you don't want to have anybody impeding on your pleasure, your right to relax or whatever you do. Take that approach first. If you get approached with aggression, all you try to do is try to get avoided. But at all costs, don't let nobody kill you. I think that's good advice. I heard poison the dog. In the good old days, you could poison the dog, but now you get more time for the dog than you get for the person.
That's true.
Yeah. My grandma had told me how to make some special hamburgers for them dogs.
Don't do it.
Yeah, she said you get rat poison and roll it up in the hamburger meat.
Don't do it.
She said you'll never hear from him again.
Listen, I got a chimpanzee. I want to give him something like that.
Wow.
One of my neighbors, and I say this too now, my neighbor, she's a very sweet lady. She has a wonderful son, but for whatever reason it is, she has a chimpanzee. The chimp it'll just be in front of the house, jumping around, doing, little stuff like, point. I dealt with this chimp, and I'm trying not to call the police on because I know it's laws about people having chimpanzees in the neighborhood. But the lady is so sweet and kind and a wonderful lady, and I don't want to offend her or hurt her. I know some people love their animal, and I know the kid is near and dear to that chimp. Me, I would rather put the chimp out of his misery. So what suggestion do y'all have for me on how to get rid of a chimp? But it belongs to a very sweet lady, and the kid likes the kid really loves the chimp. What advice can y'all give me about to get rid of the chimp?
Wow.
Resident Joe?
Do they have him caged, or is he on the loose?
No. This baboon, the chimp. This chimp is loose. This is what's scary. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason she trusts the chimp so much, the chimp has even driven the car. Now that was even more scary. This chimp is like out of control. I've had it with this chimp. I'm at wit's end. Are you really sick and tired of that dog, doctor?
I am.
I'm sick and tired of this chimp. Let's do this. Let's get a baseball bat. Let you come help me beat this chimp. Then we'll work on that dog.
Ooh.
We'll get that dog. What? I want to beat
this chimp. Huh? I see a comment. Look at it. They say break in the house, steal him, and set him free.
No. I want to know if you set the chimp free, the chimp just gonna come back.
I set the dog free.
Oh, break in the house, steal him, and set him free. I think that's for the chimp, not the dog. The dog is outside. Why would you break in the house to steal a dog outside?
Call in and explain your comment.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't
Look,
know these people out here. I don't know these people out here comment.
let's do this. Don't feed the chimp. Now that's a good one. If you don't feed that chimp gotta go.
Wow.
Oh, somebody told me about a chimp. What is that? I heard a chimp's favorite food outside of fruit is blossom and leaves. I like to put a rock and wrap it up with I like to wrap it up with some leaves. So when the chimp goes to bite down on it, the chimp loses all his teeth. So now he got to make smooth out all his bananas. How about that?
Wow. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But you know what? You're right. It's all about respecting people's personal space. Oftentimes, I think people are very inconsiderate, or maybe they just get too comfortable. They only think about themselves. But it's all about taking consideration of other people in their personal space. What I want to do, I want to transition to an article about someone who hit the news headlines again for violating someone's personal space. Let's take a closer look. Here we go.
Lord, I thank you. Lord, I magnify you. I glorify you. Keep us. Guide us. Lead us. Protect us. Correct us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. For everything. For all things. For more to come. Without you, I wouldn't be a thing. In Jesus' name. Amen.
So what we got right now, ladies and gentlemen, we got Deion Sanders headline news violating people's personal religious space. Right now, he's at the University of Colorado, and the University of Colorado, there's an organization known as Freedom from Religion. Freedom from Religion has filed an official complaint with the school. It says a secular group that demands Deion Sanders stop religious exercises with players at the University of Colorado. The Freedom from Religion Foundation claims that Sanders has been engaging in inappropriate and unconstitutional actions such as prayer. Talk to me what y'all think.
Common sense. It shouldn't have. I'm a pastor, and I'm against it. And only reason why I say I would be against it, and is because of the fact your belief is your personal belief. And I know people say that's not right. You know, if they don't want to do it, don't do it. You have the right to say I'm not Islamic, and I would hate to be. My son was a member of the football team, and an Islamic pastor, imam, one of my sons that put down a sheet and get on his knees and started calling on Allah and saying he was nothing, and that's not his religious belief. I think that, you know, these guys try to impede on something. And see, even for Christianity, things he did that are a violation. Because first of all, you shouldn't be praying with your hat on. So for people who believe in Jesus, who follow Christianity, it's already an offense to people that understand. The book clearly tells you about a man shouldn't cover his head when he prays. So now you already have a debate. It's not even outside of your religious belief. It's inside your religious belief. The way he could do the most effect or become the most effective is that he just carried himself in a way to where if that's something they chose to do, they'll come to him and say, hey, coach, you mind if you lead us in prayer? You mind leading us? We want to pray with you. Then that's something that they came to you to do. And I know courts will come in. He went to a school that's already controversial. It's a white school. You got rid of a lot of the players and brought your own players. It's not, to me, he's not conscious on this. And he'll wind up putting himself, he'll get headlines, but to me, it's not smart. And I don't think he intentionally did it to do that. But it's a lot of things he said in the prayer, without you, I'm nothing. So if I'm not a Christian, which I'm not a Christian, I'm offended at you saying that your belief is that I'm nothing without what it is you believe. Because everyone, I wasn't always like that, but you have to about it. My belief is serious to me. I don't go preaching to people on the street. I have a platform. Everybody that comes to see me comes to where I'm at. I don't go on the street, and I'm not against nobody doing that. Please, whatever your choice is, your drive, your motive, you do that. But let what you do be the drawing and determining factor. A person has a right. When I came to the religious belief, understand I had nobody imputed on, nobody made me, nobody tied me to no chair, threw water on me and beat me. That was a choice I made. Through education, through reading and studying, and through time, I began to gravitate more to what I found to say, let's go back to the root of what this religion is. That's for anybody religion. Root your religion back and you'll see just how strong it is. I'm not trying to criticize any religion. I'm, just in being honest, all I tell anybody, don't go and say you something and you don't know your origination date. That makes no sense. You walk up, if I fill out an application, if I go to hospital, you know what they're going to want? Date of birth. When did you get started?
Facts.
When did you get here? Because these are going to be contributing factors to whatever ailment you have. When you serve in Christianity, when you serve in Islam, when you serve in Hinduism, entities, Buddhism, go back and look at when was the date of birth. Where did your religion originate from? It makes no sense to be in something that originated back 1,000 years ago when the world has been here for almost 6,000 years. What did man do before your 1,000 year, your 1,700 year creation of your religion? That's all I ask.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing what I noticed is almost like an unspoken rule. When black people automatically assume if you black that you're a Christian. And y'all automatically share the same religious beliefs. Yeah. I hate that sometimes being around a lot of those black folks who automatically assume that you're a Christian and automatically, spew their doctrine onto you. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's and again, people gonna feel strong about their religion, and you should, whatever it is, because that's something you're attaching your soul to. I'm as serious as possible when it comes down to my religious belief. I stand. It ain't just something I do from in and out. This is something I do from day to day. It's something that I look at and I consider, and I'm going to compare it against things, and I'm always going to test it because I need to make sure that the foundation is solid. And a lot of times you get into things because grandmama was in. I didn't get in something. My father didn't rear me up, and I'm a Yehudi. That's book. You look, they'll call it Judaism. The word does not exist because there's no J in our writings. It's Yehudi or Yahudim. And I can date my stuff all the way back and show you where people have taken things from it and started to fabricate or create another religion. That's fine, because you have to be assured in what it is you believe in at the end of the day. I ain't trying to criticize. I'm beyond the time wasting of fighting people on religious belief. I think that people should have the freedom to sit down and consider. Be honest with yourself. I said, I was a Christian preacher for 15 years maybe. And, I've done it, and there's a lot of unanswered questions, and you could tell yourself, and I've heard it, oh, well, those are things that God only knows and God knows. And it sounds good when you can't answer something, or you make up something and you fabricate something and you realize that a lot of what you're following is Catholicism. You can't be a Christian and not be under Catholicism, which is the Roman Catholic Church. This is where your religion started, the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church come along with Catholic priests, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. None of this stuff is written, but they were giving us, and they created something, and they moved the people. This is what you think about. This is the religion they use to enslave and indoctrinate people of color. This is not so. Please, I'm not trying to make a religious fight. I just want you to be conscious. Your religion that you received, you caught it in captivity. You received it from the people, and they gave you a picture of a man that looked like them and told you he was your savior. This is why you have not progressed. This is why you're digressing. This is why you're sick. The same people gave you a religion are the same people that gave you your medication. Think about it. They're the same people that gave you your education. So you have your religion, your education, you have your financial wealth, you have your neighborhood from these same people. Now you do the math and you tell me how it adds up. Have you progressed, or are you digressing? You are dying breeded people. Our homes are broken up. Our women rule our men. Homosexuality is, you can't get a straight conversation of a straight man. I talked to straight men. I said, it's a shame. A man, homosexual, they won't even comment. A man, he will not come.
Wow.
How do you have a comment? You're a man. You think you're a mistake? That's retarded. How do you go and worship a man that makes mistakes? God was supposed to make me a woman, and I'm going to go and serve him. How retarded is that? I'm a person that made mistakes. If the person made me is as fallible as I am, how can he help me?
That's right.
That is retarded. Think of these people's statement. They go to church and say, God made a mistake. Who you praying to? God. Why? God makes mistakes out of your own mouth because the religion is imperfect. That's why you really have to be conscious. Look at where your homosexual lodge at, your choir, your pulpit, your musicians, your kids. And you said that the man you served made a mistake? Are you serious?
Ridiculous.
That's me. That's how sad. I know they'll say, well, that's that form of Christianity by default. Can you pull up I want you, if you just share, I just want to pull up the word Cretan. You went to C-R-E-T-A-I.
Yes, sir. I put it up now. Yes, sir.
I want y'all, for those that are, I want you to read this. And this is not me. This is something they're going to tell you. This is what the French say. I've been to Europe. Lord, we went to Europe together. How religious were the people that you saw over there? Other than the people we
not at all.
Listen, nobody does this stuff you're doing. These people don't even go. They know it's a made-up religion.
Yep.
I've been to Europe. Religion. I've been to Germany. Went to Sweden. Went to them. These people, listen, the stuff that you're following comes from Europe. Look at this. This is me making this up. Cretan. This is what they told you. Derogatory. A person whose mental and physical development has been impaired. Hormones, infertile, or early life. What else we got? Impaired by what? Okay. What else we got? Similar word, Cretan is sometime. Well, come on, keep moving. What you got, man? That bad, my glasses ain't fogging up. Whew. What do you need? What do you happen when your glasses need glasses? If you can make it a little bit smaller, that way I can make my eyes bust my glasses out. I cannot believe that you sit here and you tried. Look what they told you. A stupid person. This is what they're telling you. A person whose mental and physical development has been impaired by a deficiency of the hormones. Look at what I said to tell me then.
Right there, look at the origin.
Look at the origin, what it is. Latin. Oh my goodness, my glasses not done right. Can you read them with them darn shades?
Yeah, it says Latin, Christianus, a human being. It says Swiss, French, a Christian.
Don't forget what they just told you. It's a derogatory word. This is from Europe. The people who sat here and gave your religion, the French, the Latin, told you, when you say that you are a Christian, don't you know they're telling you that you are stupid? That's not me. That's not my dictionary. Do you know how insulting that is? They got a religion from, if it had a real connotation of doing right, how could the people gave it to you? How could they rape you? How could they cut your arm and your leg off? How could they take your property? I'm not insulting. Look at when they gave it to you. Was this a mutual? Were you both on the same level? Was this introduced you as a offering or a choice? No, it was forced upon you to make you stand in slavery and love your oppressor. Now, these people can tell you lies if they want to. Be honest with yourself. You know, I know what I'm saying. I don't care what no man say. This was bad. A man gave you your religion, so what you said makes absolutely no common sense that you don't care what a man say when you were not taught by a spirit.
That's right.
Every word you have comes from a man. Now these people, this is from Europe, this is Latin, which is where your Bible derived from, Roman. The Roman Catholic Church are telling you that when they saw you and you say you was a Christian, that means you had a physical defect, that you had a hormone imbalance, that you were stupid and that you were up to. This is them. Look, a stupid person. It's derogatory. And they're telling you the common word for it is a Christian. That, listen, for those of you who love your creator, you don't have to follow these people in order for you to have a connection with your creator. You don't have to allow people to abuse you in conversation and make a fool out of you to do what you do.
Facts.
Sit down and do your research, do your due diligence. It's not hard. They put all of this stuff at your fingertips. We didn't have to go in the secret, that's a secret library. Stop all that foolishness. This is not secret. Put it in your computer so you can see does Tony Smith name come up with it. The purpose of this show, one of our informative, let's talk. We'll put you up. You can talk. We want to engage. We don't want to just talk and criticize about nobody, white, black, Asian. Let's talk about the problem. Let's fix the issue.
Facts.
Stop letting people that dominate you control your belief. That is the most sacred part of a man or a woman. Your religious belief. This is how you live your life, your convictions by your religious belief. And these people have given you a religion that has insulted you, that have listen, it has decapitated you, and especially our men. We need men. We need men with character. We need men with integrity. We need men to stand up and say, I'm a man. If another man chooses to display himself as a homosexual, I will shame him by being myself. I don't have to call him faggot, you punk sissy. No, I will be all of the man I need to be. And his conviction will kick in and he will know that is a man. I ashamed of myself. We don't have to go on the street and fight them. I don't agree with them. And I'm not going to agree with them for no system. Nobody control me. That's why I work for myself. You will never buy me. I will never sell out to it. I will never agree to it. I don't care if it's your son, your daddy, your mama. It's wrong. And you are retarded to say you believe in the creator, and yet you say that a human being can look you in your face and tell you they're supposed to be something else and put it on the creator, and you so stupid and dumb that you will accept that. That insults your belief. But that's just me talking.
Good teaching. That's all right there.
What about
that's
I
right.
got something to say?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, that right there, listen. When you hear a message like that, y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to hit that Cash App, dog, on it. That right there is the pure, unadulterated word. Y'all need to hit that Cash App. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what's
Cash App. Hit the Cash App. The Cash App is $ Barat T. Smith. Go ahead. I want to make certain it's coming. Oh, yeah. Dr. Joe, what you think about overall, how they pushing that Christianity into schools, stuff what he was doing?
I mean, what Tony is saying, like if really people were to go and research, I mean, all over the world, Christianity was brought in by Spaniards when they came into the land. These are things that if you look at the teachings, they do teach us. But if you do these researches, you see that Christianity was brought in by people that tried to destroy our people. So where in history is Christianity good? Where does it bring anything positive? Why are people accepting something that you can't find anything positive about it? But I feel like people should start using their common sense because Christianity is not in schools anymore. So stop being emotional. I feel like at some point people become emotional with their religion and it's worked for him. So he feels like he can bring this to school or to his job. And it doesn't work like that. It's just, there's no God in schools anymore. So I think people should start respecting what other people believe. And Tony says, back in the day, I used to be the same way as a Christian. I grew up being Christian. And I felt like everybody needed to be Christian. And that's something that they've taught us. Hey, you have to speak about it. You got to scream about it. But you don't live it, right? So like Tony always teaches, you have to live it. So I feel like he needs to stop being emotional, use his common sense. This is work. So he should do what he needed to do, was work. So I agree 100% with what Tony said. Somebody needs to say it. Like we need to establish strong man because this world is a mess.
Man, the world is definitely a mess. Definitely a mess indeed. One of the other articles that's approaching, you guys may have heard about this. I can't remember if Resident Joe, if this was your article, but I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. This article right here is about a 6-year-old who was repeatedly raped by an older boy while he was on the school bus.
ISD school bus.
What kind of foolishness is that? Let's take a closer look. It says it happened in Houston. It says a Houston mother is demanding answers from Aldine ISD officials after she said her 6-year-old son was sexually assaulted while riding the school bus for months. Wait, hold on. This happened on several occasions? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm angry. I have no words. Latoya Stormy Monroe said outside the Aldine ISD bus barn. Monroe said an older boy sexually assaulted her son for the past several months as he rode the bus to school. Oh my goodness.
This is something they won't talk about, a lot, simply because it'll put a damper on the homosexual agenda. So a lot of things are never discussed about, the raping, the homosexual men, portraying homosexuality in order to get in the women's restroom. Our kids are the victim. The fact that we today have a situation where we have to educate kids on how to receive homosexuality versus teaching people homosexuality. This is a choice you made. So we don't have to accept you to the end that we have to give acknowledgement to your behavior. We want you to see us demonstrate ourselves in a way that we were actually correctly made as men and women, boys and girls. And we're not going to try to teach our acceptance of a behavior, and by teaching it to them in a way that they themselves now say, you know, I want to have that choice because I see these special rights and liberties. I think if a person I'm not advocating going out beating up homosexual. I will say this: if you want to take your homosexuality or your heterosexuality, you want to rape kids, if you're a man and you want to have sex with kids, I think we should just go ahead and castrate you. I don't think we ought to save you. I don't think we ought to wait. You shouldn't get, once we know for sure you're guilty, I don't think a second should be wait. If you're a man or a woman and you want to molest kids and you use the homosexual gender, I don't think we should wait. We should get, as soon as possible we find you guilty, we should eliminate you then in order to cut down on it. Today's society, it festers the behavior. You hear, you know, molestation has always been around secretly. Kids didn't talk about it. It happens in family. Everybody's family has it. People don't talk about it, and that's the detriment. We hide uncle rape, we hide cousin molester. Out of fact, you know, and where everybody breaks down the family. Well, we all family. Every family why don't every family oust them? I don't have family members I know that child molested. I talk with, deal with. I want nothing to do with you. I don't care what we were before growing up. I end our relationship out, because in order to communicate with you and deal with you is to say I accept what you've done. Then that makes no sense for me to criticize the quote unquote white man for what he's done when, you know, I can overlook what he's done too, because it's been damaging. You know, we have to be today to where we address things. That's the only way you're going to correct it. When people know it's unacceptable, guess what? Why y'all think people don't walk around outside naked? It ain't because they don't want to. It's because, you know what? Society has deemed that to be unacceptable. Society will not applaud you and clap you. They'll say, if that's something you want to do, you need to do it in the privacy of your home. You're not doing it out here. We have kids. But now we can teach our kids and get a book, two penises. Can you pull it up? Showing that book they had, two penises, tell them it's okay. But look, it goes with Christianity. All of that book. I don't know. They should have. It was a controversial.
No, I don't want to type in the word "book two penises." I need.
It was a curriculum they wanted to bring into the school.
It was books they were showing that they went. I guess you can pull up. Maybe they had a kids curriculum where they had the books telling them it was okay. I think it's a video. They were trying to show the kid. And I just want, and the sad part of this, you drop your kids off into this government institution that when you drop them off, your son, hey son, be safe, sweetie. And then you pick them up and they get in the car and tell you, don't call me a boy again. I'm a man. God made a mistake. Your son, you know, your son tell you he's a woman. He went to school. He was educated in the school system, which is, look, you go to any of these African countries, you go to any South American country, every one of them, they have Christianity there. They'll take you, they'll make you sing your kids off. You go, it starts off with the strict discipline, but later, what does it turn to? Look at how homosexuals get into these places. It comes in through the education and it comes in through the religion aspect. Heather has two moms. Love makes a family. You hear that? Love makes a family. So don't tell gangs to break up. When them kids tell you that's their family, then shut up and leave them alone. And tango makes three. Who? Oh, it said take two to tango. Oh, wow. You remember that saying? They said, and tango makes three now. Stella brings the family. What she do? Uncle Bobby's wedding. Papa, Daddy, Riley. Who in the world is that? I know a Riley. He better not be mixed up in that stuff.
Wow.
Now the brother I know, he loved them big kahunas. So now that man titties. Yeah. Papa, Daddy, Riley, hardcover. What? I don't get it. What's supposed to be? But look at
two dads.
Check this out though. Look at him. Look what they put at the top though. Then look at the reef. See who used those reefs? The Greeks and the Romans.
Yep.
These people don't look at. I never look. You have to pick up things quickly. Look who they put as superior. They didn't put the black man first. They put the white man there to regulate it. In your face, they can show you. I know that. You know, I'm not trying to insult white people, but this is the problem with white people to me as a whole. It's everybody whole. And it's a problem with us. Let's start ousting the bad people. No, we know the people. We know the people in our family. Like me, I don't know nobody in my family that's okay with just go kill white people, killing white people, grabbing white people out the street, beating them. It's unacceptable as human being. We shouldn't have it. But you look at what your people have perpetrated, and you sat back as though we should all swallow it and let it go. But you won't let go September 11th. September was it September 9/11? Yeah, September 11th. You won't let it go. You write down, you say you'll never forget it. But you tell me to forget 400 years of oppression. That was one day on September the 11th in 2001 or so, 2002. And you won't ever forget it. And then you have a problem with me when I try to hold to 400 years of oppression and the clock's still ticking. Look at this kind of foolishness right here. That you will have this kind of food. Look what the kid, look at the other man. Look at the man and look at the girl they're gonna victimize. It's sad. And you would put this indoctrination in the minds of your kid. What are parents doing? Why aren't parents objecting? Why aren't parents saying, you know what? Listen, you have the power to control the school. You don't have to go see the board. Pull your kids out. You can't pay teachers when students aren't there.
That's right.
Facts.
The parents need to dictate the curriculum. If you two men and you want to be homosexual, that's what you are, two homosexual men. I will not call you ma'am. I'm not calling you Mr. Lady. It ain't happening. I don't care what they say. You don't rent me. You are not. Listen, it's foolishness. I was on a flight. We were flying out the country, and when we were flying overseas, and I was talking to the stewardess. She said, you know, when you get on, she said, you know, used to come on. You said, ladies and gentlemen. We had a long time. I was going to the restaurant. She stopped to talk to me. My wife kept me back to my seat. Come on, back to your seat. But anyway, I never met a stranger. And she told me that if they say, how you get on, you say, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. She said, if we said, ladies and gentlemen, we automatically fired. She said, no questions, hands down, you fired. You cannot say, ladies and gentlemen. So it was applauding me. It was another one. She came over. They were talking to me. They was applauding me on, wow, to meet a real man. You know how scary that is? We had a plan, they saying to me, because men won't even talk about it. Preachers will tell you, well, I don't judge this. I know a preacher friend of mine, he made a comment. We was talking about some things. He would say, he don't tell people what to put on their hot dog. He don't tell nobody to put on their hot dog. And it was funny saying, but you think about it, you say, you know, as religious leaders, we can't afford to allow people. If you come to us and we can't tell you, then who can help you? So now everything had become taboo in a religious establishment. It ain't even just, you know, I don't want to just put it on Christianity, Islam, Yahudim, our religion too. It's a lot of compromising because people start looking at the dollar versus looking at the character of life. And we got to get past the point, past the fact, yeah, it takes money to operate and run it, but all my members will tell you, they'll never run me, they'll never own me. I work, listen, I grind, I do it. Listen, I'm on so many opportunities, everyone I get, because I always want to preach with the freedom and the liberty of, I'm not preaching because you control my pocket. That's a mental for me. I don't ever want nobody to control my pocket and then you control my conversation, especially when this information is pertinent to your salvation. But unfortunately, the preachers now, it ain't every one of them, will not work, will not do anything, and they'll lead themselves in the hands of the people. And they look at, hey, man, I'm not finna lose my income, so they can't. I got preachers tell me flat. They said, listen, dog, no, none of these guys will say what you're saying. A lot of these guys, listen, I gotta tell me flat, they are afraid. They are afraid. I will never get to a point where I'm afraid to preach what I preach for the fact I need somebody to pay my bills. I'm counting on my Creator. I appreciate those. The way of y'all synagogue, I appreciate y'all. I harbor you. Some of y'all are thieves because I know you don't pay, and I ain't gonna lie for you. You're a thief, especially when you got somebody you know put money back. You're a thief. You should turn your membership in, you thief. But other than that, I'll harbor every one of them. But I will never get to a point where I let nobody control me, and they're gonna tell me what to preach or what to say. I preach with conviction on what I know to be right. People need that. We need leadership. We need guidance. We need people with integrity. Just talk to and be honest. I tell my people about if I'm dealing with somebody, I dealt with somebody, I have thoughts, ideas. I tell them. People lie. When you're in church and these religious institutions, you sit back and there are things your mind questions or asks, and they'll tell you can't go there. Then you're questioning God. You're questioning God, you're gonna burn in hell. If I have a question, it's because I need answers. If I have questions, it's because I don't know. And I need to know so I get some completeness in my life. So a lot of times it don't fill people to the whole capacity of the person. And that's something you need to consider. I ask them, why are you here? Well, this is where I've been going. That don't mean you have to come back. I don't go to the hospital with the mentality, I'll be back. No, I leave the hospital with, I'm going to do corrective measures so I don't have to come back. So everywhere, that don't mean everywhere you go, you have to come back to it. But we have to start really, sitting down and thinking on what are we really trying to do? What are you really trying to do? What is it? Look, search yourself. Don't look for other people to just validate you on what's right all the time. There has to be, there's a creed that's been set by the Creator. I look at meeting that creed. When people have comments about, I look at, am I impeding something that the Creator has established? Yes, we still have to be cognizant and conscious of other people. But you got to look at why you do what you do. What makes you you? The average person is not even real. We're made up of so many situations. We're made up of so many rules of can't say, well, I want, but I can't say that. So is that you? I want to say, but I can't say. So people are creating us with these stigmas in society. And now while we've been fighting and hating each other, white, black, Hispanic, and everybody that's Asian, look at the system. We all depleted, we all been beat, we all manipulated, we're all sick.
Yep.
Goal is, let's fix it. I'm put Confederate. I see him up there, he down there in Florida.
Confederate, what's up, man?
If you want to get we'll put you up here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, good morning. What's going on? Confederate State 48.
Tell
them what state you're from.
I'm from, my nativity is the Sunshine State.
You ain't from Georgia, are you?
No,
Florida. Sunshine State is Florida.
That's what they say.
Bro, the Peak State will be where most of my relatives are right now. I have a relative that lives in the, I guess, the Atlanta metropolitan area. I guess it's Alpharetta, something like that.
They live in House on the Hall. I need to borrow some money from them. State. Listen, if they live in Alpharetta, they got some money. Cause one, you got to get gas to get down. Huh?
I just believe he fell into the right situation knowing him. Yeah, if he had any money, I'd have been got it out of him by now.
Yeah, well, he ain't got nothing else. He got to have gas money. You gonna sit in so much to get back down here? He gotta have gas money.
He said he was actually traveling here. He was traveling here tomorrow. In the wake of my mother passing and everything. But I wanted to greet the panel tonight. To Miss Thule, to you, Dr. Joe, the one and only love doctor, and then the hardest working man, and not in show business, the hardest working man that I know, Tony Smith, and in his absence, the Bostic Wall Street Wolf, Sean Alex Bostic in his absence. It's tube to be here tonight. Just wanted to kind of touch on a few things what Ra was saying about the religious preference that people kind of gravitate to in Christianity. I believe for one reason that the so-called Negro, he gravitates to Christianity because for one, it's convenient. One, it's a lazy religion. You don't have to do anything. There's not a lot of effort involved in it. It is, you can keep trying, but you can never obtain. You can live outside of the boundaries of reality. There's so many different perks that are associated with Christianity, but none of them measure up to be anything truthful. That's just as makes sense as how the Indians serve at Carne Mata. I can't see myself for whatever reason serving a rat, but there you have it, but it's just a lot of different moving parts. Like you said, our oppressor gave us this so-called Christianity, And something you said, you said that, you know, they gave us the worst food, they gave us the worst education, the worst health care, the worst protection, but you give us the best religion. I'm just not inclined to believe that. But you know, here we are, you know, and until someone such as yourself and like-minded individuals, you know, get our people conscious and to consider, weigh your options. We do it with everything else. Why can't we do it when it comes to our so-called salvation? You see where has Christianity literally got you over the hundreds and hundreds of years of your forefathers. You know, I guess the best notable Christian that we have is Martin Luther King, and look at him. I mean, so if we want to associate ourselves with a religion that tells you to turn the other cheek when your oppressor won't, I just can't buy into that psychosis, only because I come out on the losing end. You know, I don't want you know, pie in the sky. I don't want greater later. I want to live, you know, I want to live comfortable here and now. And the teachings in which we believe in, you can live a successful life right here on planet Earth, and we don't have to wait to be, you know, transformed to some winged creature, which makes no sense, and to fly somewhere where we were never promised. But you know, anything to, you know, to caress and massage the minds of oppressed people, they'll give us. But you know, there's a lot going on in the world today.
Flush the toilet. That's a term. Flush the toilet. It'll bust the bowl. Turn it the long way. Turn it the long way to go down. Go ahead.
I wanted to commend Miss Tooley on you know, on her endeavor in the medical field. Heard it through the grapevine, Miss Tooley. My hat goes off to you, and it goes off when I pray as well.
That's right.
But Miss Tooley, you know, we really appreciate you and all your contributions. I mean, how you actually multitask, being on the show, and then, you know, pursuing your career, the further in your career, I must say. But I don't want to eat up a lot of time. I do want to say 4 things. One being, hit that like button, hit that share, hit that subscribe, and hit that cash app.
Hit
that cash app. Yes, sir. And also make sure that you get your copy of Wound Management that's on Amazon. Make sure that you support the raw product.
Oh, what's the real name of the book, Confederate? What you heard the real name of the book?
I had heard it somewhere. It was called The Cat in the Hat or something like that.
Think about it.
I don't know the source.
Listen. He could have actually put that on there. It's womb management, teaching the woman how to save herself till she get married, right? So she take her cat and put it in the hat so the man don't get it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Please, stuff like that. People not writing books and telling our people things like that. A woman can't execute. They teach them you got to put out to get a man. I mean, for some men, but then that's about what you're really trying to get. We have such a wrong definition of what a man or a woman is to it's ridiculous. You know, we just look at just the outside exterior and not consider the interior. Yeah, it needs to be some appeal to originally get booked. But then there needs to be a character about the person. And a lot of time our women will run straight to just take the clothes. And that's been pressed upon. I came along, you had to work to find one that you could, you know, lay with. But now, I mean, it ain't a woman not laying now. So then that had dropped the standard by men. A man don't have to do a whole lot to get a woman. So, I mean, all of the standards have dropped. When she made herself so available, she put him in a situation where he want to avail himself to be the man he could. And then why would he? You know, it's like a prostitute on the street. You giving them money for a service, so you can get respect too. Which one you want, my respect or my money? You know, that's what we push society at. And again, it's killed our young people. And at some point, we got to get back to sitting down, looking at what all of the middle factors that got here. Our education system. Think about it. I'm on the education system moved to telling kids that the parents can't whip you. And look where we went. We thought, like they said, they took prayer out of school. So it was a matter of praying before the people looked at, okay, it's not your right to force upon them. Their agenda was too to separate them away from. I said, and you know, of course, as a Christian, why wouldn't you be to pray in school? But I say this:
Right.
if it's not in the home and the lifestyle wasn't demonstrating the home, what was praying in school gonna do? My mom's
Correct.
not there. My mom's in the street. She had 5 boyfriends. You know what I'm saying? My brother's in the street selling drugs. We don't go to church or anything. But then the school, we took prayer to school. How does that help my mother?
Mhm.
See, there's no
Right.
structure.
Right.
I'll leave
That's
her.
right.
And there's a lot of now hats off to every single mom that's holding up a standard, that's leading your kid about showing up a woman.
That's right.
They need to see that. And you could demonstrate it. So I'm a woman. I want all of my single mothers out there. I want you to get you a shirt. To put on that, I'm a woman without compromise.
Oh my.
If they want to know what it means, say you ask me and you'll find out. They say, well, why you ask me? You'll have sex with me, right? No, will never happen. I'm not compromising.
That's right.
You know, I wanted to add to that just a little bit. I failed to mention also too, make sure you guys get a copy, everybody that's out there in cyber world, make sure that you get a copy of the literature that Dr. Joe was an illustrator on. I didn't get a chance to actually
Oh, that's right.
That's right, Dr. Joe. You ain't never tell us. Yeah.
And I believe it was catering to the audience about children, and our children are being lost at a rampant pace. So we definitely want to support that work as well, because we have so many talented people that are gifted, you know, especially these 4 on the panel, and with the absence of Charles Bostic, that are actually putting out content that can be empowering to our people. I know even with womb management, you know, I had an opportunity to read it. Some people call it an easy.
You read
read.
the whole page? Wow.
Right,
you had 6 seconds. I'm so busy.
I'm a pivot. I'm a pivot. Make sure y'all get y'all copy of womb management. Also,
known as the cat in the hat.
There was something in it. The infamous cat in the hat. There was something too that I wanted to kind of ask a question on, kind of get the Love Doctor's take on it, because I believe when people do begin to read this, and I believe that there will be a plethora, influx of readers to this material, because it's very well needed.
Facts.
Seriously speaking, but there's a chapter in there when it talks about a woman, and it's just my opinion. I don't think people are stable enough in their mind to really receive what you said in terms of a woman wanting to be controlled by a man in this day society. I don't believe that was worded wrong. I believe that people can't receive it for what you were actually trying to, you know, to express. And if you would you kind of just break that down for our listeners and our viewers tonight, what it means to be a woman wanting to be controlled by a man, by us having 2 ladies on our panel tonight?
It's a great
question.
question.
Absolutely, Confederate 48. I wanted to, as you said, I specifically worded it that way because it clearly shows that a woman needs to really understand the role in terms of the man and the woman. And I worded that way because I want them to really enjoy, to really get pleasure out of actually being controlled by a man. If you truly don't want to be controlled, if you truly don't want a man to have any authority over you, because ladies, you got to keep in mind, if a man can't control you, he can't protect you. If you're a woman and you're out of control, there's no way that a man can control you and protect you if you're out of control. So the term of safety, you have to remain under that man's jurisdiction, under that control. So that's why I pretty much worded it that way, because women really need to understand, if that's something, if you're really, if you're disgusted by the thought of a man controlling you, then this is not something for you when it comes to marriage. You need to know that.
And speaking of which, because and the reason I said that, it almost took my mind back into the early 90s when there was the women's movement, I'm Every Woman's movement. I know y'all are kind of familiar with that. When it was in the 90s when Oprah, she was she was using that as a theme song. I'm every woman.
Mhm.
And it kind of really it empowered women that have a stable mind. But for those women and people, the audience with feeble minds, they kind of took that and ran with it in terms of being independent, not wanting a man, and stuff. And I think it caused friction in relationships, and so we have to really dig down and get the real true etymology of what a union of a man and a female in, and what the roles are. And we have a perfect example with Ra Smith and Miss Tooley. Though they understand their roles and they respect their boundaries, they maximize their offices, to the point that they're unified and they're as one, and they work as one unit. And that's what we need in society, that the man knows his role, the woman knows her role and responsibility, and they work in unison, and that their way that they don't overstep each other's boundaries. Because I'm a firm believer, just as a woman should overstep their boundaries, a man shouldn't overstep his boundaries either when it comes to a woman doing her duties and her job and her responsibility. Because a lot of times men want to take on the roles of what women should do sometime too, and that could be detrimental in itself.
Yeah. I think something you said very interesting, Confederate 48, is about the roles. I think we've lost the understanding of each role, of what a woman should be doing, of what a man should be doing, of what children should be doing, right? I feel like
Right.
the children are now acting like the parents, and the parents are acting like the children, and then the man
Right.
is acting like the woman, and it's just a confusion in within the roles. So
Yep.
I think that's very important right now. People should go back, sit down, and start learning their roles and what they should be doing.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. 100%.
yeah,
I'm sorry
but
on that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, back in my day, like in the eight of the, I believe you start experiencing the breakdown around the 80s, around when crack cocaine came out. You kind of start seeing the breakdown of the home, especially in the Black and brown community. There was a lot of things. There was a lot of kids that I went to school with. Me being one of them, that was a part of after school programs, to kind of keep the kids busy and kind of give them an environment where kids could be kids, the boys club and things of that nature. But there was a term used called a latchkey kid back in the day,
Yeah.
where kids went home and there was
Yeah.
no parents in the home, and kids had to literally cook and clean for themselves. Either the mom was out doing whatever, or the father wasn't home, and the parents were displaced, and the children they were having to fend for themselves. And I grew up with a lot of kids that had those responsibilities, and they grew up so fast to the point they experienced things in life that kids shouldn't have to experience. Girls with grown men, and it just kind of disrupted the harmony of our communities. And I believe that was not by accident, that it was by design.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The whole society is just, in itself is just so bad. And that's what kind of really kills you. There's so many things that work against us. While we kind of talking is somewhat similar, Little Dollar, you was sent one earlier was sent to a new story about the black faces.
Let me go get my phone. All right, let me go grab my phone. I don't have my phone on me. Let me go grab my phone. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I appreciate all of y'all listening, calling in, what you do. And again, we always want to leave away from the table with. So it's like if you sit down, you say you're hungry. What are you looking to leave that hungry? You're looking to leave that full, satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we've sat down at the table of America and we're still hungry. What does that tell you? Trying to get up. If I sit down at an empty table, I'm hungry. A table doesn't feed me. If anything, a table arouses me more to my hunger. The more I sit down in America, the more I see the need that it's time for our people to separate. And that's not, it starts with separating from the end of how we think, how we govern ourselves. I've been a proponent for this. I think every race ought to govern themselves. And it's a way to stop that. They say, well, you leave every nation to govern themselves. There's some nations that's not right. It's easy to stop it. Don't do business with that nation. See, in order for people to survive, we all take from each other. Mm-hmm. They teach you that we breathe out oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide. Trees breathe out oxygen. So we give and we take. you know, in the writings, you know, amazing when Yahushua, who they'll call Jesus, which is a Latin insult, but he took clay and he anointed the man's eyes, and the man said, "I see men as
trees."
That means you give me oxygen, brother. I give you
Wow.
oxygen. I can't make it without you. At no race, there's no race that can survive without them. So I see men as trees, and if you decided to destroy, there are times when trees need to be moved, growth going. But a lot of time with Caucasian people, like, you know, it's controlled fires are needed. People don't believe it. You need to control fire. It allows new growth to come. So with that, you start to learn how nature works and where's advancement for nature and where you dampen nature. And his total initial start, if you look at him, historically, this is true. Now, he might not like it. He's never been a person that's been a defender of truth, honesty, justice, integrity. He's never been a supporter of light. Everywhere he's ever integrated with people and dealt with people, it always left the other people negligent, short of, depleted, and dead. Show me. He's gone to Africa and show me where the people have become more viable in Africa, which is the Akibalon, which is the mother. It's the mother of Akibalon. I love Akibalon. And Akibalon now is on starvation. The place that every nation goes back to get well. Everywhere goes back to get knowledge from Africa. And look at every South American country. Every one of them, they're fighting. There's other things. Everywhere he's religion, his education, indoctrination, it actually hurts people as a whole. Now, here's a story right here when they were investigation into a viral blackface video gets heated. I'm curious to see the video. And these are the things you look at and people will get mad with, you know, with this situation, but this is a mindset. Okay. Go to this story, Love Doctor. Or is it just a read article?
It appears to be just an article.
Yes.
I got these glasses. They're just as blind as I can be.
Me too. I'm not surprised about it. I mean, you think about it. The blackface, the minstrel show that they that they perpetuated throughout, the years, especially in the Jim Crow era. You've seen a lot of it. And we're still in the Jim Crow era, just modern day Jim Crow. And I like something that Ra'ad just said about, our counterparts and how they continue to use the tool of racism and ostracism to kind of, oppress people. And just think about when you said about destroying everywhere they went. You can even go back to the days of Caligula and Nero. They even got to the point that they burnt down their own cities. So if they do it to their own, what do you think they'll do to yours? And they say legend has it, which I believe there's some truth to it, that he sat down when he set Rome on fire, that he sat on Mars Hill, I believe it was, and he sat there and he I could be wrong about Mars Hill, but he sat on one of the molehills and played the violin. So go figure. As he watched his whole country burn. So it's nothing for them to go to another place and exploit it for all their riches, the minerals, whether it be human trafficking, whether it be or whatever. But it's just the exploitation of the so-called Negro.
Yeah, we definitely we're definitely in bad shape. But that's why I see we got us another call there too while we got you there. What we got, caller? Hello. Hello.
Hello, caller.
That Riley? Hello. What we got, caller?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good evening.
Hey, I'm great. What's going on?
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
How are you?
Ooh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
You got something playing in the background. We hear reverb is playing behind this one.
That's the show.
All right. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Ooh, can you hear me?
We can hear you, and your background can hear you. You got to play it twice in the background. You got some playing in the background. We hear. I feel like I'm watching a karate movie.
Oh man. Okay, you still hear it?
Go right ahead, sir.
Go ahead with your comment. Appreciate you for calling in.
Oh, okay. Man, I ain't never did this before.
Okay.
I'm glad.
No, I just wanted to share a story. I mean, it ain't getting crazy. It been crazy, and that's because some years ago I was in Buckhead. I was in Lenox Mall in the Microsoft store, and I walked up to a female who was obviously trying to be a male, trying to be a man, and I said, I was really trying to be polite, but I said, "Hello, ma'am." She got mad, she got real mad because I said ma'am to her. And she wanted me to refer to her as a man, and me being a man, I wasn't finna do that.
Right.
And and she kept on, so I mean, obviously I kept on saying ma'am. I was not finna say, she was like, "Don't call me ma'am." I was like, I kept saying ma'am. And eventually, so she stormed off to the back, and the manager came out and basically kicked me out the store, told me I had to leave.
Wow.
Because I wouldn't refer to his female employee as a man.
Listen. So unless she can pee stand up and it don't dribble down her leg, I don't believe her.
That's right.
No, without a filter. And without a filter. I know that though. Tell her to pee out 4 feet.
Nah, shake.
And that wasn't gonna kill her right now. If she can't pee out 4 feet from herself, no, you're not a man. At least 2.5.
No, but this was years ago though. This was 2015, 2014.
Hold on for a minute, sir. Sir, we thought this happened before you came on this show.
No, this was years ago. That's why I was just coming on to say they wouldn't. That's not something that just happened. People are talking about this it's just this some new thing. They've been out here. These guys been in control.
So we were getting ready to boycott this store till I just found out they closed down in code for COVID-19. So you said it was in 2000.
Nah.
But we couldn't the girl done changed her life. She back on the other side. It's been so long, sir.
No, I don't think so.
It's been 8 years. A person can't change in 8 years.
Not in Atlanta.
That's scary. So what state are you from, sir?
I mean, honestly, no. Honestly, I don't know if she can. She can. She probably can. But
what state are you from? What state are you from?
What state am I from? I grew up in Birmingham.
That's where you. So yes, that's what I thought. Birmingham,
Alabama,
Slaverham.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's any. I'm not saying that's any better. I'm just saying people are talking about it and they're going. This man, people are saying you know what I'm saying, how they're pushing this fag agenda that's something new. It's not, man. It's been a fag country. You know what I'm saying? And I happen to live in a fag populated city.
No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not true.
Where do you live?
That's not true. Exactly.
Outside of Atlanta. What they call Atlanta. I call it Fag Atlanta.
That means you're not living. You're not. That's because you don't know how to respect the city. See, the reason people come here.
I'm not the one that disrespected the city. The fags did.
Wow.
See, people come to Atlanta because Atlanta has so many opportunities to offer.
That's right.
It's also he's an economic. He knows economics 101. Go to where the money is. He follows the money. This is something that the so-called Negro does not do. He gonna follow the sun. Follow he gonna follow Hollywood. The people around here come here. We don't have the #1 airport in the United States and #1 in the world because Atlanta ain't doing money on the international level. A lot of times people want to go to Florida. They like, oh, Florida.
Come on now.
If you're only a person that makes money or a person that's in money, you just living in Florida. You're not really living in Florida.
Right.
In the whole world that operates around the people that are just barely making it or just making it from jobs. If people don't do nothing and they got tons of money. So those are places they go to lay like California. People there, you go there to lay, to play, to stay. If people realize that I want to go and generate, make money, you're gonna come to Atlanta. You want to get part of this money. We got Wall Street in New York, but everybody know you want to. We got the busiest airport. Think about it. We got the United Nations in New York. We got the World Trade Center in New York. You know what I'm saying? You got Wall Street in New York. You got every financial institution in New York. Atlanta is the #1 international airport in the earth.
Man, I agree that, and I am not disputing that. But
they gonna get. They got.
All I'm saying is, I go through Atlanta and I see them rainbows on the street, painted on walls, painted on the street. This lets me know this is Faglanta,
So
Fag area. Regardless of what it used to be, is Faglanta right now.
But let me tell you what, that's how they beat you with imagery. If you got a wife, if you you live in a neighborhood and you find get out niggas, say everybody in that whole community of that city is racist, is for you to be ignorant. It only takes one person to put something down to make it look like it's a lot of people. People don't realize on numbers, okay? The numbers that you're getting are taken by who? Let's ask. Now, you're a man, I'm a man. Confederate State 48. I think we have another gentleman. Let me ask you, when have you been called and asked, if you don't mind, poll we taking so we get, are you homosexual?
No.
Do you live? I've never had the phone call. So let me say, when we fill out our paperwork for medical, where we do an application, does it ask us, are you homosexual? So people don't realize they give you numbers. It's psychological to make you think that these people outnumber you. They don't outnumber. First of all, homosexuals can't pop. They die. They can't multiply. You have to recruit, bring in. You're not getting all the kids, but you put enough light on something. Let me tell you what I learned from a friend of mine years ago. It was a police officer. She said, "This is what we do. When a holiday comes, police officers take off. Seniority people get off. Right?" She said, "What we do." We'll ride heavy for those that have to work. You ride a heavy to make them look like they out him. Man, they not every. Right. You make them concentrate some area and it look, but they actually small in number, so they make themselves look bigger. There are animals in the animal kingdom that what they do, they'll have a gill. So when another animal come, they'll blow up and their gills will come out so to make the animal look larger than what it is. Come on, so they numbers that couldn't possibly be true, sir. I've never been polled. You haven't been polled. He hasn't been polled. So we're the only 4 men that never been polled because homosexuals make themselves. Look, think about this. They have a gay parade. Look how far they got to come. What they say, man, they coming from everywhere. But it's homosexual here come out in the unpopular number. It takes them to come from all over the country. Think about it. Whenever there's an issue with homosexuality, think about this. They come from all over the country. They come because they had to make themselves look larger.
Facts.
That's psychology. That's how you beat people out, and you'll assume there's more to them than you.
They couldn't be as much as they say they are because statistics show that their mortality rate is much lower than a heterosexual. So that goes to show you that homosexuality is just so much of a nuisance. That's why it seems to be hyperinflated, but it's really it's more. I put it this way: there's one too many homosexuals out in the world. One is too many.
That's right.
So, but to let the record, but to do the numbers, they are not a majority by any stretch of the imagination. They're just backed by media. They're backed by advertisement. They're backed by different platforms such as television, radio, internet, and everything else. But I did want to say something. I want to pivot just real quick and get Miss Tooley in on this. Miss Tooley, I do really, I used to appreciate, and I do still appreciate, and I would appreciate it tonight if you would be so kind as to promote one of the businesses that you normally used to do in our early days of Two Minds in the Mic, especially on the audio broadcast. Like, you know how you would talk about that people had needed trucking information, house cleaning. If you could promote one of those businesses tonight, that would really, really
we gotta put it out there,
man.
Okay, sure. Let's see what I have. Who's information is gonna be the person tonight? Okay, let's see what I got.
When we gonna throw them glasses away? They're like they belong to Catwoman.
Oh man, I knew he was gonna go.
Love Dr. Made me put them on.
I like your glasses.
I love
They spot on.
You look. Hey, you look great.
I know another young lady. Her name starts with a Janay, and she got some glasses like that. And I seen 4 pigeons sitting on one side of it.
Nope.
I said, man, I'm thinking humongous. She told me, you don't like my glasses? I said, the problem is, the question is, do you like your glasses? Because you asking me.
These are just the computer. Okay, but the person that I have tonight, all right, information I got is for IV Dispatching Services, the Trucker's Lifeline for transportation.
Yeah.
If you are a trucker and you need to find freight and you need to have someone to dispatch your truck because you are doing what? Driving. So let somebody else do the work for you. That is IV as in your lifeline, like keeping you alive, IV, intravenous, dispatching services, 601-433-4242. 601-433-4242.
That's what I'm talking about. We need to showcase more of our people. I want to advertise something if I may. I could be wrong now. I think it's located in the lovely state of Georgia, and it could be called The Right Choice. If you need a vehicle, you need to get around town. Atlanta, the metropolitan area, Conyers, Covington, any part of Georgia, anywhere in the USA, drop by The Right Choice. Tell them your neighbor Confederate State 48 sent you, and you'll get a handshake by the owner.
Yes,
hit that cash out, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscription.
That's right. That's right.
We always appreciate you and the shout out to
appreciate you,
we
man.
do so much stuff. Woo! Isn't that right?
That's right.
A lot too. Look at in school trying to get her to be a therapist. Well, she's gonna be our doctor. We want her to be our doctor. Then we got our therapist here. We got everything to help people. Then you got your religion aspect. Then we got love doctor tell you how to get love right because he done did it wrong too many times.
That's right.
We got a great listeners, callers, supporters that come on here with, hey, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Let's consider it, and then let's change it. That's
be about it.
Yeah, I'm 54. I'll be 55 this year. You think about, I wasted a lot of my life. With a lot of things. Time gone, and you realize where we at, and it's scary that we really haven't progressed. People look at financially the so-called Negro has improved, but then so has the debt. We've gone from when our parents made $2.50 a day, not an hour, a day.
Right.
So now it's nothing to get it. Back then, I remember in the 90s, you had a job paying $15 an hour. You like, ooh, that's really good money. $15, $18, like that was top of the little money, making in the job field. And now you make $22 an hour, and you can't afford an $1,800 rent. So have you really progressed, or you actually show you whenever you matriculate, like you moved up, they moved the cost up. So the game changed. Now, what was considered well-to-do, not rich, not just middle, well-to-do, has come right back down to barely making it at poverty. You right back at poverty. You look better, but you're still in poverty because the cost of living has expanded past what you can do. I was looking at some trucks today. The average truck loaded getting it, you're not getting it under 8105. A truck, a regular pickup truck, you talking about 81,000 to 105 to get a dressed out just to get it. If you want something like nice, you can get a truck for $30,000 and people $20,000. Then they went to 40, and I bought one. At first time, I paid $50,000 for a truck. Trucks have gone up, and now a new truck at 81. That's before taxes, warranties. You like $105,000 for a truck? Unheard of. Just out around. These were houses years ago. So this is how it shows you how
That's you.
so much make you think that you actually own somewhere. They just raised the cost up. You can't compete. You know, that's how they keep you from ever really getting to get somewhere in achievement status. I see we got nephew E over there too.
Nephew.
He was missing that week.
Nephew.
Man. How y'all doing?
Yeah.
Good.
Hello.
How y'all
Right.
doing? Y'all all right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Right?
Oh yeah.
Had to come on. Missed y'all. I got a chance to catch the show while I was on the road, so I listened to it last week. But I'm off this week, and I had to come on tonight. And love Dr. Saber's glasses tonight, so I had to go put my shades on.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate the support. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I had to put my shades on, so you know I can't be out of wardrobe.
Yeah.
One of the greatest show in the world. So,
That's right.
No doubt. But I like I said, I missed you guys. You know, wonderful people, one of my family. You know, I ain't Thule, cousin Love Doctor, cousin Dresden and Joe, Bostic, Assistant Minister Bostic. Give him respect.
Yeah.
Great teacher, Confederate State 48. You know, and my condolences to you. You know, and the
Thank you,
loss of your
sir.
mother. And my main man really needed no introduction. Raha Tony Smith.
Oh yeah.
So, and I had to call in today and listen to the show, and saw a couple of clippings that y'all posted up there. And you say you want to get rid of that dog, Love Doctor. Send your neighbor, send your neighbor a present and wrap it up real good. Put it in a box and go down there to the what you call it, the athletic jersey store, and send them a nice jersey, a Michael Vick jersey. Yeah, get rid of that dog. Send that Michael Vick jersey. Yeah.
Wow.
They're gonna move. You know
And let them know you're a big. Let them know you're a big. Tell them you're a big
Michael Vick fan.
I'm a big Michael Vick. In his early career.
That's right.
Before that tragedy that happened to him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look at it. They gonna move. You'll never hear that sound again. I was saw the clip with Deion Sanders. You know, if I was going to the Division I football club, you know, down there in Colorado, if it go play all that good talent, I'd be praying to Jesus too. You know, I think that's a sign of fear to me. You know, you all putting yourself out there like that and doing all that, you know, talking and stuff like that. That's just a sign of fear as a man. You know, I have never seen a coach who's invested in the football club put himself out there on social media like that so much. Those big time coaches, they're not doing all that stuff. You know, they getting ready for the season. You understand what I'm saying? Because they know what's at stake and when is at stake. You know, they don't got time to be sitting around holding hands, you know what I mean? Like you're at church somewhere and doing all that stuff and getting in front of getting it on social media. If you're gonna pray, won't you do that in private? You understand what I'm saying? You could have take your players, y'all do that before y'all come out on the field. Why you gotta put all that stuff all out in front of everybody? Because it's a sign of fear. But you know, to go on what Raha was saying about Christianity, you know, I'm a component. I have, you know, people have really just stopped fooling with me, you know, behind the truth. I don't, you know, lost my family. People have, you know, come at me sideways about, you know, the truth about Christianity. And, you know, I let them know, you know, some of these people, they don't want to know the truth. They so stuck in their mind and stuck in their understanding. They so, you know, focused one way. They don't want to see nothing else that's going to bring them to understanding what they really, really serving. And I've known that for a while now, you know, but it's a good thing that they're gone, because at the end of the day, they don't want to change it. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been in the Christian religion ever since I was young, and mostly everything that you taught about it, said about it, was true. You know, facing it myself as a man. people they when you these people don't, you know, the bad thing about it, you got people sitting in the church, to be honest with you, and I know you know, but people sitting in the church house for 40, 30, 40 years, and these people don't even know the Bible.
Yeah.
You'll ask them certain questions and certain things about the Bible, and you know, and they can't even tell you what it said. Actually, the guy, I had me and my wife was at the guy that married us, the preacher, which that was her pastor when she was young, and you know, we had a counseling session with him, and we were sitting back, and he you know, my wife went on with this woman preacher thing, and she went back there, and we was back there talking to him, and she was telling the preacher, you know, what was could you tell him there's a such thing as a woman preacher? And I knew he was gonna, you know, agree with it. And when he said, yeah, there's a such thing as a woman preacher, I looked at him and say, show it to me in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
He say, what? I say, show it to me if there's a such thing as a woman preacher. And his eyes got real big. They got real big. You know, he's like he was stuck. So he got to saying, well, this is what he said. I can't find it right now. I say, man, you've been preaching, and he was a gray-headed man. You know, I know he was an older guy because he was gray-headed, old man. So I say, you mean tell me you've been preaching for this long, and you mean to tell me you can't show me what you teaching, and you just sit here and agree with it? So they just make understand they don't mind lying.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? They don't mind lying, and they don't mind going the truth because nobody questioned what they teach. Nobody asked. I bet he probably never had his life had nobody ask him that.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? But it's just pitiful. Yeah, it's pitiful. I got up and walked out. I told my wife, man, you can sit there and listen to that shit, man. I'm not. I mean, the guy just sat there and lied. I know he lied. You understand what I'm saying? And then when I you know, told him what Pastor Shaw said, he told my wife, well, I don't let them be pastors. I don't know Dana to be pastor, but I let them preach. Hell, I told him, hell, what's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference, man? And he just. But these men know that this stuff is wrong. They know they lying. They know they get up every day of their life to go walk right in there in front of them people and lie to these people. And the people sit there like it's nothing. Nobody question it. They go through that programming, you know. The program starts when you walk through the door. You understand what I'm saying? But I've never learned the bar, you know, until I started watching you. Never known about none of this stuff. And I'm young. I'm a young guy. Yeah. So what you say about the people that before me that I've been around that's been going in? It's just they say I'm crazy, something wrong with me. Oh, why you listen to that man? I say, hey, you want that UFL understand? I've been listening. You know what I mean? I've been listening. I ain't gonna stop, and I'm not gonna stop. So you know they upset, but people don't mind being programmed. They don't mind being lied to. So it's a sad thing. You know, it's very, very sad when you find out that you've been took by these guys. You know what I mean? When you've been pimped, you've been manipulated. Man, it hurts you. It hurts you to your heart, man. It hurts you to your heart. But I'm glad I'm away from it. You know, I'm glad I'm away from it. And you know, people that don't want to, you know, turn another way to it, that's just what they want to accept. But I can't accept no more lies. And just let y'all know, tomorrow is the most special day in the world. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you, man.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
How old you be?
41.
Oh man, you
February 10th.
41.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Happy February 10th, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. So I'm just, you know, just sit back, relaxing and enjoying it. That's all. You know, and I'm glad I got a chance to, you know, come on and catch the show and everything like that. Yes, sir. So, but like I said, y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing. You know, they gonna hate and tell that boy. What was that dude that called in 2 weeks ago talking all that trash? I think whatever that called. Now he never said his name, but the guy you was going back and forth with. Tell him this. Tell him this though. Tell him this. When all these guys, these other preachers that be on TV doing all this wrong, doing all the shit they be doing, all the lies they be telling, why they don't never call them and confront them?
Yeah.
Why they don't never find their phone numbers and call them and go call Jake and all the rest of them niggas and tell them about the stuff they be lying about? Why they messing with you? If I'm like this here, if something was so wrong, I wouldn't even bother. If it's wrong,
why get upset?
It's gonna. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna come out. So why they calling you trying to get mad at you? Won't you call Jake? Call. This man just got through saying down there right without that false prophet Jamal
Not a
Bryant.
point.
Talking about what he gonna say? Sell dope in the church? Why ain't nobody called him and cussed him out?
Yeah.
Why they messing with you? Because you know what? They don't want to go tell the people that lied to them that they liars. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's why people get mad. They don't want to go confront the people that been lying to them all their life and say, you know what, man, you been lying all this time. I go back and tell him, if I can dig my old man up, I'll tell him to his face, man, you lied to me all that time. I done told every preacher I was on, man, you lied to me. And they still lying. They don't want to go confront the people that's wrong. And that's messed up. You ain't done nothing wrong but told the truth. Won't you go confront the people that do everything that's wrong? Why they calling this with you? Why you even wasting your time even calling two mics in the mind? Well, we trying to set society straight.
Yeah. We got to.
Well, these niggas get on my nerve, man. Tell me, come on with it. Just come on with it. We got something for you. Come on with it. We got something for you. But other than that, hey, keep standing. I'm behind it 100%. I'm behind it 100%. Keep standing. No doubt.
One person at a time. That's how we're gonna do it.
Yes, right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And, you know, a little bit that we can do our little part. You know, you think about it. We talking about like let your light shine in the world.
Right.
Is every one of us getting that, you know, getting the understanding of what it is we really put here to do, what we gotta do.
Yeah.
And because we impact each other. You know, I think if man really looked at how much we really need each other, how much we all depend off of each other, you might not see enough man. But you think about this, any product you get now, when we grew up, everything was pretty much done here. I remember when I was a little kid, you seen made in Taiwan on some stuff, made in China that wasn't popular. So now when you just look at, if you pick up anything, everything you use is coming from somewhere. It ain't made right in your city. It ain't made in your county, state, in your country. And because it really gets us to realize how much everybody play a part in your life. If it's just some nuts you get, you look up where they from. They're from some island. They're from Brazil. So you're like someone in Brazil who picked those nuts and took it to a manufacturer and put them together and said, let's ship them over here to these people. Right. So we all play it. He said, these things I like, and a lot of things we need, we get from other places. So it's all of us how much we really, and I think if we get back to looking at it that way, we'll see how much we really need each other.
That's right.
You know, we really do. People don't realize we all need each other. It's just the hate to dumb us down through religion, you know, the education system and how it
of course.
If we don't see, we need each other.
That's
and
right.
that we count for one another, you know, looking at how to do certain things, how much other cultures have integrated and all out. I remember I grew up when I was a child, we Chinese food. I know Chinese restaurants. There was never Chinese an option. When Chinese came out, you know, we said those people eat dog. You know what I'm saying? You can find it anywhere. It would have never made it in the 70s. It would have never made it in the South. We had a PM chain, and we had a Pound Express. We went and ate it. We were collard green, fatback, roast. You know, where we ate ham for Sunday eating and collard green. I mean, pizza wasn't even an option.
No, it wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? Friday was fish. It was mullet. Oh, my mother ate mullet and catfish.
Catfish. That's right. That's right.
That's all I didn't know. They didn't bring no perch home. I didn't eat perch till I was in my 20s. A lot of stuff I eat red snapper group. I didn't know no fish existed.
Me neither. That's right.
No.
Nah, shit.
We had that happy vagina steak. That long thing like a flat. Ain't no bone in it. That thing flat. You like you put that now. A T-bone steak in the 70s.
No. That meat right there. They told you you can't eat that. That's too grown for you. You know what I'm saying? That was grown folk food. You ain't know about no T-bone. You better not have no T. You didn't know what that was. It didn't exist.
Listen, in the early 80s, I remember going to Winn-Dixie grocery store. They took that out in the neighborhood. They'll have a big, thick steak, one wrapped in the pack. People didn't buy steak. Like, you didn't have a pack where you go buy 8 T-bones, 6 on 2. It'd be one big T-bone wrapped up, and you looking at me, and that's all you did.
That's right.
What it was, you just know it wasn't going there.
That's right.
Nobody would pay. They say, what's this called? They said, this called, they ain't going to my buggy. It ain't paying. No. Anything you got, it was big.
Yeah.
You try to find the biggest you could bang your buck. You didn't know, like, I didn't learn the difference between ground beef and chuck till later.
Right.
Because I would look, I said, man, I was shopping in the 80s, early 90s, you know, when I was doing mom. So you like, wow, you getting this stuff. You like, why would I'm like, this the better price. Look at it.
Better price. Yeah, look how big it is.
I was like, chuck, I couldn't tell the difference. If you look at ground beef, them little specks you see in that little speck, those are bones.
Yeah, they're bones. That's right.
So you're putting foods in your body that's cutting your belly. Your stomach is constantly doing this, eating food. And so it's chewing and trying to digest bones. So you can be getting small, tiny cuts in your belly. And that's why look how got bleeding. Now they tell us a bleeding ulcer. No, bleeding it's ulcer,
right.
Wow.
So bones. That's what people don't realize. They say, man, I'm gonna pay all that money for that stuff. They never taught us the difference. They just thought they knew this is bigger and it's cheaper. It's gotta be better. But they gave you a nickel and made it bigger than a dime to show you how dumb you were. Then you say, which one you want? You go grab that nickel. If you happy,
it's bigger.
Like
that's right.
You got that little bitty thing. That's how they show you. They teach you.
Yeah.
Which is much bigger.
Right. That's right.
Then they'll come with a Susan B. Anthony coin that's almost the same size. So I just manipulate you every time. When you don't know the difference, the dumb, you're like, I don't want that quarter. That's a Susan B. Anthony. That's $1.
Right.
You go away the time and get the nickel, and you just lost 5 cents. Yeah. You can't win with these people. Then they got painted, and they painted it your color, and nobody wants it.
Right.
They manipulate you in currency.
Wow. That's right. See, when I was coming up, you know, I grew up with older, you know, my grandparents, but you know, my grandmother, she did all the cooking, and a lot of those, I'd eat what they do now, you know, man. They got no play back in the day. All that eating out and you know stopping by when we was on the road going home from somewhere. You know, as a family going home, I used to, you know, ask my granny, can I get some McDonald's? And she'll tell me, give me your money. You know, they that's how it was. It wasn't about, they did the cooking, you know, and it's lost now because a lot of women wasn't raised on cooking. You know, they wasn't raised by, you know, the older women, the generation of times of coming up. By the time they got to their moms were, you know, this new era, what you call, you know, this, like I said, independent woman, you know, thing. They didn't have it. They didn't do any cooking. You know, most of these women were single. You understand what I'm saying? With children. So that's when that, you know, that era of going out to eat start picking up. That's why it's more now than it was back then. You know, it was all about the family. You know, the mom, the woman went to the store. She know how to pick out food and, you know how to shop, know how to, you know, gather food. But now, shit, man, you eat out all day long. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, everything out. You know, and it becomes and that's why the cholesterol level is the way it's at in Black people, because look at the stuff that we eat as a whole. I mean, now the kids everything is junk food. Fruit wasn't, man. Now you know they don't know fruit. They don't want no fruit. They want, you know, candy with chips, snacks, and what else they eat? Takis. You know what I mean? It's a worsen. But back then it was all about, you know, you had 4 meals on that plate, at least 3. You know what I'm saying, of good home cooked food. But now, shit, man, you ain't finna get no meal, man. They want to go out to eat. You know what I mean? Let's go to, you know, Popeyes one day. In the morning. You don't get that early. You got like you say, pizza. Or this seafood junk. I mean, seafood wasn't even popular back in the day. My granny even eat seafood. You know what I mean? You didn't. Yeah, they didn't know about that stuff. You know, no cracking, no crab, no crawfish. No, no. But like you say, they worked out. They worked out people on a lot of ends. They have worked out people on a lot of ends, and we lost the value of family. Yeah, we lost the value of family, and it's coming from, you know, like I say, religion and education. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, nobody looking at nobody only want to talk to Big Mama. You know, Big Mama sitting there.
Right.
Nobody want to talk to Big Mama. Everybody want to talk to the woman. You know, with the fake ass and the fake titties.
Yeah.
You know, that's where most of these girls getting their conversation from. They getting it from the women who out here got what 5 boyfriends. What you gonna do with 5 boyfriends?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? What you gonna do with 5 boyfriends? 5 men. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's horrible because nobody value nothing no more. You know, nobody value nothing no more. Marriage is a no-go. What else a no-go? Just like you say, everything is value off stuff. You know, loving people for what they got and what kind of status you are. How the hell you gonna live your life like that? So when you ain't got nothing, then what?
That's what they pretty much got us at.
Yeah. But I mean, like that book that you wrote, stuff like that need to be wrote. Love Doctor. It need to be put out there because people not gonna say nothing about it. You know, they don't like long as they families above our families. That's where they set the bar at. You know, putting their families above ours, making us think that we're not really who we are as a people. You know, and our men, like you say, these niggas cowards. I don't even hang with these guys, man. I don't even talk to these guys, man. I told nigga, man, lose my number. That's just where I'm at. I'm for real. I mean, I me personally, no disrespect to nobody on the panel, but a woman can't run me for nothing. Mm-hmm. I mean, look here, man. Look, I had one woman tell me what to do. 2. Matter of fact, my mother and my grandmother. And by the age I was 21, 22 years old, she said, I can't tell you nothing to do no more because you're a man. You understand what I'm saying? No woman in the world. No woman in the world. I don't care who they is. Is gonna come in and lead me as a man. You understand what I'm saying? What woman would want to do that if she a real woman?
Mm-hmm.
Got a point.
You understand what I'm saying? What woman want to do that if she a real woman? These man, animals got more sense than humans now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't see the lioness telling the lion what to do, because she already know it's a fight gonna come with that.
Mm-hmm.
You right.
Society in the world, man, they do anything to not lose, anything not to not have, not to be alone. How can you even be a man listening? I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do that shit. That ain't been me. That ain't never been me. You know, a lot of people say it all the time. My wife got a big problem. I tell her, look here, man, you might well go, look here. You might look here. You want to pack your shit and roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not gonna happen to me because I don't feel comfortable like that.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'm not gonna be able to function if somebody's sitting there, a woman telling me what to do and how to live. Life don't go like that, man. Life don't, not with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't hang with guys that get down like that.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? You know, we men. You know, you keep putting rules and regulations into women's hands. What you think gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
She gonna emasculate them.
Come on. Always. Yeah, you're gonna strip you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I can't. I done lost everybody. But that's fine. I love it like that. You know what I mean? I told them I don't give a damn. You know, hey, stay gone. You know, but that's how that go with me. I don't give a damn about it. They know that. You know what I mean? They know what kind of man I was in the first place. They knew that. But other than that, I can't rock with nothing like that. I was talking to my granny, told me one thing. She said, I don't care what situation you in, I don't care what you ain't got. You always be a man. And I live by that my whole life. That was a woman telling me that. So if a woman that raised me told me that, man, what the hell you think another woman gonna tell me what? Come on, man. Come on. You wasting time talking to me. But we definitely need to get some men, man. But these guys, but I don't get them. Yeah. I don't get them, man. They position got them. The money got them. The women got them. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? Yeah. You know, I can't deal with it. That's why, you know, that's why I tend to myself. You know, I don't do too much talking. I know everybody can't take it. You know, when I told my family about Christianity, you should have saw them. They wanted to kill me. They wanted to, man, look here, you look here. They wanted to. I'm talking about to take me down. But you know, I had to point them out the truth and let them know, man. You know, it's you got to come out of that. That ain't good, man. And we was fooled. We was tricked. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, hey, it's what it is. But like I said, y'all don't know people I can vent to that's gonna listen. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, I call in when I can if I'm not working. And they let y'all know how much I appreciate y'all and I love y'all from my heart. and everything that y'all do, and everything that you teach, and just y'all do as a people to try to, you know, set society straight, man. I'm 100%. And I tend to tell people they don't want to listen, but that's fine. You know, that's fine. But other than that, y'all got me all day long, regardless, all the way to the grave.
Appreciate
how that's gonna go, no doubt.
Always. I saw Confederate
Confederate 48 was having technical difficulties, but he did want everybody to know that he enjoyed being a part of the show tonight, and that he hops everyone, and he truly appreciate the panel.
And also, his in Florida, his mom passed. I think they eulogize on her tomorrow. So definitely,
wow.
Allah is always with you. You know, not only
That's
this
right.
time, but always, guys. So, you know, we appreciate him for taking that time out. You know, he just flew down in there and came. We want to make sure he, you know, showed his face and supported going through health issues. But we committed all to the Most High. He definitely able to do all things, but fail in life.
That's right.
Another thing I want to hit right quick. You know, nephew, we appreciate y'all way more too.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Hit on the black. When I read this story right quick before we do get on here about the black rancher, I saw something. Somebody sent a clip of one of the ranchers. We put this about the. You put that story right quick, Lord Doctor. White neighbors try to drive out black rancher. I seen a little video somebody posted earlier. I sent over to our chat about the guy was riding the vehicle. I knew he had to be more upset than what he was saying. But can you imagine?
If y'all had an article, can y'all post the article on the private chat so I can find it?
If you look at it, our three, you can see it posted. It said white rancher. You see it on the white neighbors try to drive out black ranchers. They just because they keep calling the police on them, have them arrested.
Okay.
Well, I mean, as long as we've been here, but you know what? It's one of those things where you know you can fight it, you can shoot it out with them and do all that. I just kind of feel like I think we're in a place where I think people need to talk because we don't. I mean, at some point it's just like I just want to know how you think. What in your mind? I'm a believer if I talk to a man, I don't care what race or color, if he just hears me honestly, and I hear him honestly, it's no way we can get resolved. Even if we agree to just leave each other alone from now on. You know what I'm saying? This will get resolved. It is. It's got to be something other than this is how you calling something. Well, you got the story. He can show the stories in the video. It's just heartbreaking.
Oh wait, where are we?
I'm gonna say, just you know.
My neighbor tried to drive by black rancher by saying their lives. Say, oh man, that should be a crime.
Man, that sounds like it might have been a dog that was crying around. That dog. That's what that sounds like to me.
Hey, you know what you need to do? You know what you need to do? Go call them people and tell them that the person living behind you is a rancher. They black. Yeah. But I mean, it's so bad. It was a video was sent earlier, Doctor, now about how the guy was riding. This man, I mean, they keep locking him up. He's on his own property farm, and the police arrest him for this foolishness. It's like, are we this retarded?
Yeah.
They call for everybody to come up there and support on what is it, March the 17th or something like that.
Right.
It's scary.
And they killed his livestock.
Oh,
killed his animals. Yeah, that's cold, man.
No, please put this up.
That's cold.
Hey, can you post it in the private chat?
I don't have. I tried to do that. I don't have that. I'm just mentioning.
Okay, I just you want posted, Dwayne.
Whatever clip that he wants me, whatever video he's referring to, if you post it in the private chat, I can play it.
I'm trying to find it.
He's saying there's a video.
I sent a video. Somebody sent it over there. It was a video of the guy in the vehicle. He was in the truck.
Video, I think it was just a still picture.
It wasn't. I saw this. No, it was a video. I can't put the vehicle. He was look like, you know, he had been arrested. He called him. He says, not a crime to farm on your own land. It's not a crime. I'm saying, like, why would you have to explain to these people it's not a crime? I mean, we've been here too long for this. That's why let's just separate. Because all we're gonna do is gun blazing. It ain't going. We're not agreeing. We're not going to slave no more. It ain't happening. Them days are over.
Right. Right.
We did it one. We're not doing it this time. We done for
That's
life.
right. That's right.
Life. We're like, listen,
right.
anytime you want to do, you count me like Tupac. It's on for life. I'm not
On for
doing
life.
it. Listen, we on for life. I'm not doing
That's
it.
right.
And
That's
it
right.
shouldn't be. You know, every man should be free. Every man should get an opportunity to be he or she to be the best they can be, and not be
That's right.
controlled or governed under some other oppression government. You know, of in
That's right.
other ways. I think everybody need to govern themselves. We still mix people do business.
That's right.
Everybody just be a country. They trade with other countries. Do
Yeah.
everybody trade with become American?
Yeah.
Everybody
That's
trade
right.
with become Europe? No. Everybody
right.
trade with people and they still keep the integrity and the sovereignty of their country. So I'm
That's
not
right.
saying that I want to do business with you if you do bad business.
That's
So
right.
we got to start thinking consciously. Bro. This is what we got to get. We need to be to first of all, it's about our survival. So to survive, the quickest thing they teach you in any self-defense, first option, avoid and get away.
Avoid and get away. That's right.
Let's avoid and get away. So when it comes down, they saying, I ain't gonna let you go. So now you put me my life, my safety is in jeopardy.
And danger.
So
That's
now
right.
I have the right to do whatever within necessary force to
right.
subdue the oppressor.
That's right.
I'm
That's right.
offering this advice to my people that we
That's right.
talk with this man to avoid. But if he sees that he will not let us go, then we have to use whatever force necessary deemed
Right.
for our
Right.
safety and our survival.
That's
We
right.
can't keep playing the game of trying to make sure we're okay in his eyes. How do we look in our own eyes?
Right.
You
That's
told
right.
if someone else is bringing harm, affliction, you can kill and defend your safety, your life. Well, why does that apply when it's him?
One of him. That's right. That's
Why
right.
does it apply if it's him?
That's right.
He haven't said all that. Y'all know our time ran out and we hate it because we definitely hobby
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Love
That's right.
sitting down talking with you, discussing these matters. And how we become a better. Let's make it our pledge when we go out tomorrow, which is today. We'll start this night. Let's go out and let's say something positive to somebody else. Maybe they won't say nothing back, but you know what? I see men as trees.
That's
I
right.
need you, you need me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Let's keep breathing.
Right.
That's the way we're gonna survive. The tree needs me. Man,
That's
so I'm
right.
not a tree. But anyway, I need what comes from you, brother.
What comes
You
from it.
need
That's right.
Hey,
right.
we appreciate you guys, and we got to get ready and get out of here. Listen, if anybody asks you, do you mind? You tell them you always mind.
Always mind.
Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Two Mice in My Mind.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, we love you, and our name is just call a hog.
Huh.
Tula, love Dr. Resident Joe. Cheryl Boston, take us home.
That's it.
We got to come in that one liner.
Come on, Tula.
All right, when your name get called, you got out the dome. All right, Resident Joe,
Okay.
out the dome.
She was ready to say her. She was ready to say her.
Oh, yeah, no time to come on. Come on, one. Go ahead and give us your line.
Okay, take responsibility for the. Take responsibility for the role that you have been determined to be in this world. There it is.
You know our hobby, don't you?
I couldn't think, but you get it.
Hey, come on, nephew, give us one tonight.
Hey, I'd rather die like a man than live like a coward.
We'll take that. Take that. All right, let's go. Love Doctor, what you got?
If your neighbor has a loud dog, shoot it.
That was not nice.
The kindness and the happiness. And that right to all the Peter lovers out there. Yeah. That right? Not the homosexual now. Not the homosexual. The other Peter. The other Peter, not them. All right, I gotta get one. This off the dome right here. Listen.
Yes, sir.
If a house is not a home, then you need to go home. Come on,
get out of there. That's a good one. That's a good one.
How you know I have you right?
Oh, that's it. That's off the dome. What you gonna say? What you gonna say? Wow.
That's right.
Oh, Look at that. Wow. Tula, what you got? This gonna be right.
Come on,
This you want to made up or okay? Make up. What we not gonna do is give up.
That's it.
That's what my
yeah. Let's get the other one. Let's get the other one we have out there, y'all.
Let me. Okay, the one in reference to what you said. Do it from love, not for love.
That's a good one.
Do it.
BJ.
Not for love.
You know who that sound like? It sounds like you just aspire a prostitute. Somebody's been doing the prostitution. Niggas ain't doing it for love. I'm telling you, you gotta be careful. Somebody who was edging, somebody out there was edging, and now they finna go. Or catch them.
That's it.
Who?
Somebody husband might get laid tonight then.
Not for free. She said she ain't doing it for love. She need money. If he broke, he ain't gonna be able to get no 11.
There you go.
You know, messed up. I want to apologize.
For tonight. Just
President Joe heard
y'all
all
off
this.
the chain. Y'all
We're
really
hard,
off the
man.
chain.
That was terrible. She said,
Listen.
and support.
We'll hob y'all.
Don't forget, if a house is not home, you need to go home.
That's right.
Have a great birthday, nephew E.
Oh, thank y'all. Appreciate that.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind. 2 mics and a mind.
All right, you do something better. I'll do something better, and we will be better together.
And don't forget tomorrow, make it your play. Go out, say something positive to somebody else. And don't forget, if a house not a home,
go home.
Go home.
Wow. Y'all take care of Hob, everybody.
Hob, y'all. We'll Hob you guys.